are joined by Leonard Fournette from Louisiana State University. We have limited time, so let's go ahead and just open it up to questions. First question, front row, right side.
Last year, you won a lot of respect and made a lot of friends in the state of South Carolina by the way you reached out for the flood victims. Can you talk a little bit about your thought process on that?
Well, my thought process on that was just basically what I went through with Hurricane Katrina. And, we really didn't receive any help, but so I have the platform and a voice to help people. So I figured, like, why not? Why not be that difference maker in a generation?
Left side, front row.
No, you've mentioned this selfless attitude. Big part is going through Katrina, but how much has your daughter fed into that as well?
I mean, Lyric, she changed me a lot, man. I mean, one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life, and anything I do or say, it comes back. Pretty much, I say my decision making. Anything I say or do, I always think about her before I do it, because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for her.
Left side in the back corner.
I read a story last year where, and maybe you can help me fill in the blanks or tell it again for everybody, where you were an offensive lineman when you were in Pop Warner football coming up because you were too big and weren't allowed to play running back, and that's kind of the reason why you take a little bit of something when people talk junk to your offensive lineman.
Yeah, actually in Park ball, I was overweight. So for like one game, I played on the offensive and defensive line. But and that's what really made me go into middle school football, because for number one, they banned me from Park ball because I guess I was too good or whatever the case may be. So that is a true story.
Front row, left side, second guy from the end.
Leonard, at the end of last season, as the uncertainty sort of swirled around Coach Miles, maybe into this offseason too, I mean, how did you see him react to that, or is he the same kind of, has he changed at all, or is he the same kind of guy? I mean, he seemed like it up there. Just curious from your perspective in the locker room.
Nah, he, like I said, he was cool the whole time. He always told us just to play for ourselves, but at the end of the day, that is our head coach. And, without his signature on those letters, we wouldn't be here. So we play for him at the end of the day. Left side, second row.
What sort of feedback did you receive when you wore the T-shirt supporting Alton Sterling?
I really didn't focus to none of the feedback. I just did what my heart told me to do.
Left side against the wall.
It's a little bit of a follow-up to that, Leonard. You at 21 have been unafraid to speak up. If it was the South Carolina situation, the Alton Sterling situation, the Will Smith shooting, we see a lot of star athletes shy away from using their voice. Why are you so comfortable speaking out on issues?
Well, I mean, that's just me. At the end of the day, God creates people different. He gives people certain attributes, things, but I think that's just me overall.
Left side in the very back.
Yeah, Travis Brown, the Bryant College Station Eagle. A couple days ago, Myles Garrett was asked a lot about what was it like to line up against you. What have you seen from him on the other side of the ball playing against him? I mean, he's one of the best playmakers in SEC. I mean, one-on-one, you really have to eat your weenies to go against him. He's big, he's strong, and I'm looking forward to playing against him this year.
Right side, front row.
Going into the season, you've got to be the front runner for the Heisman. You went through all the hype and all that last year. What did you learn from that last year, and what are your thoughts of being the front runner again this year?
I mean, I wasn't really worried about it, and this year I'm not either. My main focus is to win a national championship and bring it back to Louisiana.
Right side, third row.
Leonard, have you talked to Sony or Nick Chubb since their injuries, and what were your reactions when you heard about Sony's? Just what are your thoughts on those?
Well, actually, after Nick Chubb incident occurred, man, I reached out to him immediately because I was just so heartbroken about what happened, and I found out Sony's injury from Nick Chubb's this past weekend at the Nike opening. So my prayers still out to both of them. Make sure they heal their recovery fast.
Front row, left side.
Marshawn Lynch has beast mode. Herschel Walker was the general. Do you take on an alternative personality? If so, do you have a name for it?
Nah, I just be me at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be like nobody. I never looked up to no running back or no player. So just try to be the best person I can be.
We have time for 2 quick questions. Right side, front row.
If no one knew who you were, what would be the most important thing you would want people to know about you?
That I have a great personality. You know, I love joking around, love playing, and I have a wonderful heart. You know, I'm caring and I'm generous.
Final question, left side against the wall.
Leonard, you've never really spoken very much about personal accolades, but have you set personal goals for yourself for this season, considering like how do you better what you did a year ago?
Just work harder, and my personal goal is to win a national championship, nothing less.
All right, that's all we have time for. Thanks, Leonard.
All right, thank y'all.